Snatched! Hello everyone, hello friends, welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Kate and I'm a professional makeup artist based in England. In spirit of the very highly anticipated, highly awaited LG7, it's literally like less than 24 hours until Mayhem comes out. I thought I would do a makeup inspired by all of the recent Gaga looks that I've seen. So grab yourselves a drink, maybe a little snack and buckle up because we're gonna do this look from start to finish. I don't know about you guys, but I am obsessed with the fact that Lady Gaga is being weird again. Like, it is exactly what I needed in my life. I'm so here for the whole like goth Gaga like vibe she's got going on. And Sarah Tano, who is Lady Gaga's makeup artist, I've always admired her work so much, but she is killing it at the moment. I'm going to be recreating a look that I've already done on myself, which is this look. Bit of a combination of a couple of looks that Sarah's posted. So this is the whole like Mayhem era. This is very like Countess vibes for me with a bleached brow and the very angled eyeliner. Yeah, these ones. Also taking a little bit of inspo from the Abracadabra video, which is this look here. I've already prepped my skin off camera, so we're all good to go. First thing that I'm going to do is get rid of these brows and give myself some faux bleached brows. I'm going to take my House Labs concealer. This is the shade 02 Fair Golden. And I'm going to take this eyebrow liner brush from Pink Freak. I'm going to use the spoolie end. I've applied this onto a palette. Please ignore the state of this. I use it for everything, so just get the spoolie. What I'm going to start doing is running this backwards against the hairs just so I can make sure that everything's coated. Sometimes when you just go one way, you don't get all the little hairs underneath, and I've got quite a thick brow, so I just need to make sure I really get in there. Just wait for the product to dry down so I can go in and add a little bit more where I need it. I love a bleached brow. I think it looks so cool. I just love the whole like weird editorial alien vibes that it gives. And every time I do a faux bleached brow, I have someone in like my DM saying you need to do it for real. And I really want to, but I just haven't had the courage yet. I'm just taking a cotton bud just to clean up any excess concealer that's sort of gone around my brows. This is also why I've done brows first and not skin. I'm going to go in with my House Labs foundation. This is the shade 110 Light Neutral. And then just using a Japanesque foundation brush to start buffing this into the skin. If you want to see a more kind of in-depth tutorial about how I apply my base and what sort of techniques and products I use, I have got a full video that I can link up here somewhere that you can go and watch. Before I go in with concealer, I'm going to take some of this cream contour. This is from Billion Dollar Beauty. I'm just going to push this into an angled powder brush. And I'm just stippling this on because I don't want to move around any of the foundation underneath. I don't have as pronounced cheekbones as Gaga does, so I need a little bit more help here, but that is what a contour is for. And generally, when I'm doing contour, I don't tend to bring it low underneath my cheekbone because I think it can make my face look quite sunken in, which isn't what I usually want, but it is what I want in this scenario. So I'm bringing it all the way down and angling it towards the corner of my mouth. So bringing this up onto the side of my temples into my hairline. Taking a smaller, dense but slightly fluffy brush and using this to sculpt the sides of my nose. Make sure to bring the nose contour into the inner part of the socket line up towards the brow bone, just so it doesn't look like two lines on your face and it sort of like blends in to the rest of it. And then where I feel like it can look a bit crazy, I'll just go back over with my foundation brush with no new product and just soften the edges here. Going back in with the concealer, I'm just going to add some to certain areas. So I'm going to do the centre of my nose to bring that part forwards, a little bit in the centre of my forehead, the jaw here to really sharpen that contour. Done a little bit under my eyes, but I'm not going to blend it up too high because I want the natural discoloration of my under eye and around my eye to show through. Using a similar brush to what I used for the contour, and I'm using a brush like this rather than my foundation brush. I want to be more precise when I'm blending this out to really keep that structure. I want to keep my skin quite matte, so I'm going to take some of the Melt Cosmetics She's Alive powder. This is just a fluffy brush from Pink Freak. I'm just going to do like a quick dusting all over my face. So I'm just loading all of that product onto the brush, just going to tap off any excess and just start dusting this all over to set the base a little bit. Take this Kaleidos Contour Trio. This is in the shade Fair. But this middle shade here is such a gorgeous cool tone shade. So I'm going to take this Pink Freak brush. This is a very dense brush, so it's really good for precise contour. So firstly, I'm just going to take it down the sides of my nose and just really press that in. Again, we're stippling here. We're not doing any big blending movements. We just want to stamp the product directly down in that area. And then just start pushing this in over the top of where we laid down that cream contour. So this isn't only going to intensify what we've already done, it's also going to help set that cream product in place. And because this is a very cool toned shade, it's really helping create that shadow, creating the illusion of a more defined sculpted cheekbone. So when contouring, you always want to go for something that's more cool toned because it mimics a shadow, whereas anything that's a little bit warmer is just to add some warmth and like bronziness back into the skin. As a final step to set the base, I'm going to go in with my Jolie Beauty Smooth and Set Brightening Powder. This is in the shade Sugar, so it's almost white. So this is going to really help brighten certain areas, sharpen up the contour again. I really want these cheekbones to be sculpted and serving. Taking my heart-shaped powder puff, I'm using this kind of flat edge here as almost a guide, just to put underneath the cheekbone. Doing the same under the eye, so focusing it here and then using the flat edge of the puff to really lift it towards my temple. This is when you're going to get the really sort of like Gaga look, when you've got these very high cheekbones, and it almost gives you that fox eye lift. I'm taking this Pink Freak brush again and just dusting off any excess. I can't remember exactly what I used for the look the last time I did it, but I'm pretty sure I started off with the Melt Cosmetics Burnish Ultra Matte Gel Liner. It's this sort of like burnt orangey reddy browny shade. We're going to take this brush, this is from Cash Beauty, this into the gel liner, and then I'm just going to start getting this all over the lid. This is a look that you can be quite messy with, so that's always good in my books. And then I want to make sure that we're keeping the angle pretty high up here. Before that sets down, I'm going to take this big fluffy brush, which is from Pink Freak, and just soften the edges. I don't want any definitive line of where the eyeshadow begins and where it ends. I just want it to look quite worn, as if you've had it on for a little while and it's just sort of part of your face. Just going back in with the first brush and really bringing that up into the temple, using the excess of what's on the brush and just blending it into the nose contour. Back in with the first brush and Burnish, just starting to put this into the lower lash line. Again, this doesn't really need to be very precise at all. Now I want to go in with the Melt Slick Waterline pencil. This is the shade Rich Brown. Is it? Yes, it is. These are some of my favourite pencils because they're super creamy. They're so pigmented, easy to blend, easy to build. So I'm just going to start going right into the edge of my lash line, but keeping it angled quite high. We're almost creating like a little triangle shape here. And then I'm going to drag the liner upwards, and then taking a tiny bit of that just into the root of the lashes on the outer corner. Now I'm going to go in with this Pink Freak brush. This is like a dense pencil brush. It's quite like a stiff brush. I'm going to use this on its point and start blending out this liner. I usually go back in and do this 2 or 3 times. So I'll blend it out, go back in with the liner again and blend it out again. But we want to make the top here kind of like blend into the eyeshadow so it doesn't look just like a winged liner. So we want the definition at the bottom, but then the top edge, we want it to sort of fade into the eyeshadow. And then taking a clean brush, this is just like a flat shader brush, also from Pink Freak. I feel like we're having a Pink Freak day today. And then I'm just going to use this to soften these top edges even more. Just want to set that liner down in place. I'm going to use the Melt Warm Stack and just use the bottom darkest shade. And in with that flat shader brush, taking a small amount and just pressing it right over the edge of where we've done that liner, just for some extra security. And you guys know me by now, I love layers. I say it every time, it's all about the layering. So also running that into the outer corner of the lower lash line. If you're more of a matte eyeshadow kind of person, you could definitely leave it here, but I wanted to pull some of the inspo out of the makeup from the Abracadabra music video. So she has this sort of like golden shimmer on the lid. I know that's definitely a House Labs product. I don't have it, unfortunately. So I'm going to just go in with this Dazzle stick from KVD. This is really, really pretty because it's kind of got like a gold tone to it, but it almost has a bit of a green reflect, which I just think looks so, so cool. So we're just going to go straight in with this. I'm going to apply it just a little bit to my inner corner. Like I'm tapping the smallest amount on. You can see how much product you get with this. I don't reach for this that much, but I feel like I should use it more because it's amazing. We've got a What's Up Beauty R102. Use it to start diffusing this product. So this Dazzle stick is another product that you can kind of just go in with layers. So I'll go in with a little bit to begin with, blend it out, and then I can kind of assess to see where I want to add more. This is such an underrated product. And I mean underrated by me. Flat concealer brush. This is PC51 from Peaches and Cream. And then some foundation that's left over from earlier. And just to use this to really clean up this line and re-sculpt everything. Because again, everything's got to be sharp as hell. Super lifted. Line is so sharp it could cut at. I don't think there's a lot of mascara, if any at all, going on in these looks, but I want to add something. So I'm going to curl my lashes really quickly. These are the new Jolie Beauty lash curlers, but can you see like the separated bits, like the little teeth? I'm going to call them teeth. They're really, really good. Like, this is the best lash curler I have ever used. Get that right into the root. Just give it a few little pumps. I do like to, I know this looks insane, sorry if anyone's squeamish with eyes, but I do like to curl my lashes quite a lot. And then to keep it softer, instead of going in with black, I'm going to go in with, this is like a burgundy mascara. I don't know, what is the actual shade? It doesn't tell me what the actual name is. Oh, whoa. Anyway, it's Benefit Bad Gal Bang. This is my favourite mascara ever, and I recently got it in this shade. So we're going to use this instead, and it'll go really nice with the tones of the rest of the makeup. So I add just kind of like a rough coat to begin with, just to get all the lashes coated. When it started to dry down a bit, I'll go in and add more so then I can really build up the volume and length. Gaga has quite an overdrawn lip. Like you can see, if I zoom in on this picture, the liner goes all the way over the top of the lip from the corner all the way up here. So when I do this, it's going to look crazy, but you've just got to trust the process. I'm going to go in with one of the new Jolie Beauty lip liners. I'm so happy Jolie has lip liners now. This is in the shade Willow. So it's just like a dark brown. And I'm just going to start mapping out the shape that I want. So I'm kind of got to ignore where my actual lip line is and just create a whole new one. This makes me look like I have a tiny little moustache. I'm overlining my Cupid's bow, but we still want to keep the definition. We still want to keep the actual shape. And then I always do this anyway, right underneath the bottom lip. So ignore where my lip line is. I go right underneath. Trying to fill in the lip. So I always hold the pencil on its side. Then I just use my finger to soften those edges. Cannot for the life of me remember what lipstick I used. Just going to take this from Runway Rogue. This is the lip paint in Callback. So it has a bit of like a metallic glitter to it. I'm going to apply this all over the lip. It's just such a nice shade because it has that hint of red, but it's not too overpowering and it still is more of like a muted tone. Doing the same thing that I did with the eyeliner. So this is the Peaches and Cream PC51 brush again, and just going around the outside of the lip just to refine everything. I always use foundation for this, not concealer, because you don't want it to be too bright. Otherwise you're going to look like you have a weird white ring around your mouth. Just for some extra sparkle, I'm going to go back in with the KVD Dazzle stick, tap a tiny amount onto my finger and just go over Cupid's bow and a little bit in the centre of the lip. For one last finishing touch, I can't forget Gaga's iconic beauty marks just underneath the eye. This is just the Jolie Beauty Infinity Liner pen. One on the cheek here. This is the makeup all done. I love this look. Again, it's really giving like Countess vibes, but it's like Mayhem-esque. I'm just so excited for the album. Let me know if you guys are excited too. Also, if you are watching this after it's released, please let me know what your favourite song is. I'd love to know. And just give you a little close-up of what it all looks like. Let me know if you want me to recreate any other iconic Gaga looks. It's one of my favourite things to do. And looking at this makeup, I'm so ready to redo a tutorial for the Countess. I've done so many over the years, but I feel like an updated one is due leading up to spooky season. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate everyone that watches my videos, anyone that's commenting. This is still very new to me, but I'm really enjoying it. So yeah. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you know when I've posted, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! Happy Mayhem Week! Why can't I speak? Oh my god. Abracadabra, fix me please.